Every investor asks one question: what is my ROI, my return on investment? In every business, in every enterprise, in every venture, everyone wants to understand one thing: what will they get in return? But one thing is constant: risk. They have the investment, they have the risks. Not the investment. They had the returns, they had the risks. Therefore, today I want us to discuss a few things. I want us to discuss what we call risk diversification. My name is CPA Jobiese. Allow us to talk today. Every day, we bring up videos to educate you, enlighten you, and to make sure that you understand few things that we need to work on in terms of finance. So what is risk diversification? In other words, any investment involves risks. All investments have risks. So you can never avoid risk, but you can only manage the risk exposure. In other words, with the right strategy, you can minimize the chances of what? Of risks. You can minimize the chances of risks. You can put the risks into low areas. In other words, this risk can be low such that you don't need to expose yourself and lose. You can expose yourself and not lose. So what are some of the issues that we need to look at, we need to work on to make sure that you have diversified with uncorrelated assets? Like, in other words, these assets do not behave the same. They behave differently. Because if they behave differently, then it means that investor will do what? Investor will be guarded. Number one is what we call broad risk reduction across asset classes. So here, what you need to do is make sure you have different classes of assets, such that if one asset is attacked or if one asset is exposed, the other assets will not be exposed. So make sure there's what we call broad risk reduction across assets. So you can decide to have, number one, you can decide to have what we call real estates. You can decide to do what we call money market. You can decide to do what we call, I'm just trying to look at things that are not correlated, because sometimes when real estate is not attacked or is not really exposed, MMF might be exposed. Other assets might not be exposed. So make sure that when you are combining or when you're putting your assets together, the classes have to be very different. That is key. Then the second point is there's what we call steadier returns over time. Make sure that in all your assets you can get returns steady. You can have, sometimes it is dangerous to have your assets give you return after a certain period of time. What you need to do is make sure that your assets are giving you returns over time. Like, let one start giving you returns after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Don't wait like for 10 years. So that will help you to diversify risk. Because if you say, now let me wait for 5 years, what if after 5 years something happens? Access to diverse market opportunities. Sometimes it is important to access different markets. You can decide to put some of your investments in the Kenya market, put others in the US market, put others. Just diversify. So that if one market is attacked, the other market is fine. Or if one market is losing, the other market is gaining. And if it gains, then at least you're fine. You'll compensate for what you've lost in one market. Number 4, is what we call mitigation of sector-specific risks. Mitigation means if there are risks that are involved in Africa, you can decide to do away with them. Currently, there's something was happening in Congo. So if you put your investments in Congo, you can decide to do what? To get out. So that is what we call mitigation of sector-specific risks. Number 5, improved risk-adjusted returns. Sometimes it is important to do what? To look at the risks adjusted returns. Make sure that the returns can be adjusted. They should not be very flexible. That is very important. The next one is customization to individual goals. Make sure that as you diversify risk, you can customize them to your goals. What are your goals? How much do you intend to save? How much do you intend to invest? How much do you project to get back? So if you're projecting to get back maybe 10%, you can do what? You can customize it to your goals. Let's say, for example, you want 100,000. Will 10% give me 100,000? So that is very important. And then the last one is what we call improved liquidity. Make sure as you diversify risk, you will improve the liquidity. Liquidity is cash. You know, sometimes it is important, like, how do you dispose the risk? How do you dispose? Disposing is very important because assets, the main essence of us having assets is to make sure that we are liquid. I always say here before, cash flow is king. Cash is king. So make sure we're having assets that you can liquidate very fast. Thank you so much. And that was risk diversification. Subscribe if you've not, share, and let's continue learning. You have a problem, you need more of this, call us. Thank you, and God bless you.